A US president, a Russian president, a Chinese president are dead against the Europeans. And the Russian economy is suffering from that. Don't believe the fake news. Yes. We don't want to be part of this war directly because this is about, this is dealing with a nuclear country close to our borders. I know President Trump very well, and I know he's a character, de facto. The alliance and the friendship is a very simple thing. When you go to bed, you don't ask yourself, what will he do tomorrow? You know it. If your sovereignty is at risk, do what you have to do for you. We will be here.
Trump says that Europe is spoiled, and that basically Europe has outsourced its defense to the US after the war. And the truth is, in our rules, we can see that Europe cannot undertake a mission by itself during war circumstances. And even in Ukraine, if there's going to be a security commitment by the Europeans, you cannot do this without the backstop by the US and America. How is this going to change?
First, we should not underestimate that this is a unique moment where a US president, a Russian president, a Chinese president are dead against Europe. So this is the right moment for us. Wake up. And if
there have been many wake-up calls.
Yeah, but I mean, if you don't believe in ourselves, no chance that the others will say suddenly they are super guys. So we have to be a little bit self-confident and deliver an agenda. And let me disagree with you, taking an example. When the war started in February 22, a lot of people were skeptical about our capacity to react. But matter of fact, what happened? Day one. We took sanctions on Russia, unanimity. They are taking 20 sanctions. And the Russian economy is suffering from that. Don't believe the fake news. Yes. Day one, we expressed our clear solidarity to Ukraine in a clear framework. We don't want to be part of this war directly because this is about, this is dealing with a nuclear country close to our borders. But we will contribute and help the Ukrainians in their resistance war. And we did it. And we are number one investor by far as Europeans. Ukraine is resisting very well, much better than a lot of people thought. And the same, we are doubting about the capacity of the Europeans. We are also saying 6 months ago, Ukraine will collapse. They took even some territory from the Russians. So we took sanctions, we remain all together. We provided a lot of support to the Ukrainians in finance and capacity sensitive defense. Instead, we built for the very first time this coalition of the willing. And let me tell you, my contribution to the coalition of the willing is not, absolutely not, contingent to the US support or any US support. But what you have to see is that this coalition of the willing we launched in February last year as a reaction to this famous moment in the Oval Office with President Zelensky was a clear signal we are ready to take our fair part of the burden and we want to decide for us. And this coalition of the willing we launched it with UK. All the Europeans are contributing, but we have Canada, we have Australia, New Zealand, Japan, not just the EU, because you have as well Norway and the UK, and it is a very powerful first occasion where, as Europeans, we are framework nations in order to organize such a defense and security contribution. The US is welcome. It's super important if they provide the monitoring on the front line. It's very highly appreciated if they provide backstop. But we already decided. And what I decided for France to do is not intended to the American.
Well done there, I know. Mr. President, I want to ask you about the difference between Trump 1 and Trump 2. And I wonder how challenging it is for somebody like you, because you seem to have a close relationship, which has its ups and downs, I guess. It's not so elegant moments, as you said from Korea. How difficult is that for you?
I take the leaders people give to us.
Yes.
And this is a philosophy we have to adopt. And I know President Trump very well, and I know he's a character de facto. But I think as Kyriakos just said, we have to be lucid on the US strategy. And it's not just President Trump's character or behavior. And the United States, I would say since now 15 years, decided number one issue is America and America first. And I do respect that. And this is his main issue. He was elected to deliver for his main voters and American middle classes. Fair point. The second priority is China. And it started with President Obama, who said, I will be the first Pacific president. And it's quite consistent. And look at what happened during the former administration on Afghanistan or Inflation Reduction Act. I mean, it was not a pro-European approach. And this is not, sometimes President Trump is more explicit about the Europeans and could be more aggressive verbally. But their strategies just don't put the European interest at the center of their agenda. Okay, matter of fact. The point I think we are not here as leaders to make comments on tweets or behaviors. We are here to act and decide. And the unique strategy which makes sense for us, our countries and our continent is just to act, to accelerate, clearly to have more scale and speed, as I mentioned, in order to increase our independence. This is my obsession.
So you think if a more predictable, let's put it that way, US president is elected next time around, it's not going to be back to business as usual?
No, I don't think so. I think this is an historical trend. And I completely agree, by the way, with what Kyriakos said on the fact that we can engage with the US on some issues and still makes a lot of sense because of the common values and historical bonds. For instance, I do hope we will find a solution in the framework of our G7 on rare earths and critical minerals, because we have the same interest to de-risk ourselves from the Chinese over capacities and the fact that they have almost a monopoly on some rare earths. But I really believe that this US approach will last. And the main difference is probably during the first mandate, a lot of European countries were just looking at the Trump administration saying, okay, it will finish. So let's not change. We will resist. Now, a lot of colleagues are more lucid because after so many years, we say, okay, we have to react. We have to act as Europeans, to be more united, to defend ourselves, our own interests. And for me, this is the right direction.
And he asked him very bluntly, what will France do if Greek sovereignty is challenged in EGM? So let me ask you the same question.
We will be here. And I think when you look at what we did in 2021 during the summertime and what we did together with Cyprus a few weeks ago, and for me, this is a definition of friendship. The famous alliance, you referred to, France-Greece alliance. This is it. The alliance and the friendship is a very simple thing. When you go to bed, you don't ask yourself, what will he do tomorrow? You know it. If your sovereignty is at risk, do what you have to do for you. We will be here. Everybody sees that the number one power, the US, could be an ally for certain countries, but this ally is not so much certain. And nobody is totally sure if this ally is reliable. And third, we were used to live in an international order, and this international order is jeopardized by the two big powers. And what is the European Union? A place of predictability and reliability. And I think it has a lot of price. When we have partners, we are with them. And by the way, Greece and France, during the past few months, we acted day one with the Gulf countries when they were attacked by Iran. Yesterday, we were with the President of the European Council right after his trip to the Gulf countries. And he reported to the whole group that Greece and France were celebrated by UAE and other countries because the very first day we sent air defense system, we have our Rafale, we sent additional Rafale to protect the countries. We sent SAMP-T new generation, the air defense system we have, and we contributed concretely day one to their defense. And I think you should not underestimate this point. So we are reliable, we are predictable. But more than that, I think when you look at the global picture, Europe represents, when you aggregate our capacities, a huge defense power. Europe represents a very relevant trade player. We represent something like 16% of global trade, the same as China. US is 15%. We are an actual financial place.